On our ship of imagination, all the fuses in the exit signs have been burnt out, and there's only one straight path to SummerSlam. And it deals with pain and destruction. And you, Ravishing Rick Rude, will feel that pain, feel that power at SummerSlam, as the Warrior's Claw is stretched out all over the back of the Ultimate Warrior, and tell me to do what is rightfully right and wrongfully wrong. Load up the spaceship with the rocket fuel, and come with me.
Welcome back to Kayfabe Science. I'm your host, Dr. Dave Diggity, no doubt. Today we'll be hopping aboard the Starship Pain. The captain of this non-Jefferson starship is the man known as John Morrison, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Nitro, and so many other names. But Nitro might be the exact thing we need, because what fuel does it take to load up this wrestling rocket ship? And how does it compare to Rob Van Dam's Split Legged Moonsault? Well, to begin our examination, both moves start by climbing on the top rope and then facing away from the opponent, and then both moves require that the executor immediately drop down into a split. At this point, let's compare what moonsaulting can do with split legs in comparison to a standard definition moonsault. Well, my analysis concludes that the split-legged moonsault both adds and subtracts from the move's overall damage. By doing a split and allowing gravity and the ropes to springboard the wrestler off into a moonsault, the wrestler in question gets both some extra momentum going into the final splash. However, with a standard moonsault done while standing up, you get some extra added height. By starting off at a higher distance means that the landing is going to hit with much more force, having gained more momentum during the longer fall. So with the added momentum from the spring off the ropes minus the added height that you would get from standing up, well, in the end, you end up with a null difference. But this makes sense since the regular moonsault and the split-legged moonsault seem to be just about as effective as each other on the whole. However, when we continue to examine Rob Van Dam's split-legged moonsault against Johnny Blaze's Starship Pain, that's when we can see a real difference. After the spring, John Hennigan corkscrews before landing. And this John Morrison turn is definitely a much bigger deal than any John Cena turn could ever be. Because, well, yes, Rob Van Dam has proven time and time again that his feet are just so fly that he can catch 5 stars worth of anti-gravity. Split legs alone will only send you to the moon. It takes a little more oomph than that to send you off into the stars. The proof of this is that while RVD split-legged moonsault is indeed a superb signature move, Starship Pain, on the other hand, is used as a legitimate finisher. But what is it about Johnny Come Lately that makes his split flip splash more detrimental than the whole effing shows? Well, it's this extra little bit of torque right here that puts away opponents in ways that split legs alone could never do. Now keep in mind the average amount of force needed for a rocket to take off, and then remember that it's only going straight up into the air. Then you'll realize that if a rocket were to do a corkscrew, then it would require even more rocket fuel, and then it would also cause a lot more damage if it were to crash land. So now you know why John Morrison's Starship Pain is just so much more effective than the split-legged moonsault. You could say that, Johnny put his own spin on it.